Today was the last day of the Diddy trial, and Mark Agnifilo delivered the defense's closing argument. He had a very different tone than the prosecution, mocking and even flippant. He said the government raids just resulted in personal drugs and lube being taken off the streets. And he said this case is about money because Cassie called a lawyer and sued Diddy before she called the police. He admitted the domestic violence because he had to. We've all seen the hotel surveillance video. But he called it a modern love story because Cassie left the relationship on her own and is $30 million richer. He reminded the jury that Cassie was playing both Diddy and Kid Cudi and that she had a burner phone to lie to them both. He attacked Capricorn Clark by saying she had a crush on Diddy, and that's why she lied about being kidnapped. He said Diddy did not set fire to Kid Cudi's car, which would be arson, because Diddy wanted to fight him, and that would be the coward's way out. He argued that Diddy paid hotel security guards for the video to avoid bad publicity, not because he wanted to bribe law enforcement, and that he didn't try to tamper with witness Mia. He just offered to help her. I don't buy any of this. Agnifilo said the prosecution was targeting Diddy. That's improper argument. You can't talk about the prosecutor's motivation, and the judge admonished him and told the jurors to disregard it. On the sex trafficking, he argued that the sex with Mia was consensual. Why else would she post positive things about him on social media? On the drugs, he argued that Diddy didn't distribute them, which was a weak argument in my opinion because there's plenty of evidence that Diddy gave the woman drugs. As expected, he argued consent and said that this was all part of a swinger's lifestyle. He read the text messages, which were very good for the defense, and said the videos show Cassie wanted the freak-offs and there was no way for Diddy to know this was not consensual. He tried to blame the 2016 hotel incident on Diddy being high on drugs and said that it was just an argument about his cell phone. That was not effective in my opinion. He argued that Jane wanted nice things and that's why she agreed to the hotel nights. Like I've been saying, that it was all transactional. They agreed to it at the time, but they regret it now. That's not rape. On prostitution, which is the strongest charge, he tried to argue that Diddy just thought he was hiring a porn star, not a prostitute, and that it was all homemade porn. That was a pretty weak argument, and they lost credibility with the jury. In racketeering, he asked why KK and D-Rock weren't charged, which I agree with. That was a big mistake by the prosecution. On rebuttal, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey said the defense is just trying to blame the victims and that Diddy knew he was breaking the law by flying out escorts. That's why I asked if they were a cop, and he paid them cash. And of course Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car. He said he was going to do it, and it blew up. Diddy knew it was bribery because he told hotel security not to make any big purchases with the money. And she argued the victims did not consent to being covered in baby oil, urinated on, having sex for hours with multiple strangers while they were on their period or had UTI. It was very powerful. And the victims have already settled their lawsuits and been paid, so they had no reason to lie. And importantly, you can't separate the physical violence from the sex trafficking. The jury starts deliberating on Monday.